Yep. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, business stars.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, everybody seems to be talking about personal branding, right?
The whole world.
The whole world. But there are a lot of misperceptions and myths out there about it, and those can lead you in the wrong direction.
That's why we're going to cover this topic today. We're going to share the 5 biggest myths about building your brand, folks, so you can have the confidence that you're doing it right and you're learning it from the people that wrote the book on it, literally.
Yep. So let's jump right in. Okay. Myth number 1 is I'm already branded. Okay. We hear this quite a bit, as you can imagine. Well, I already have a logo. I already have photos. I already have a tagline or slogan.
Mm-hmm. But those things Tanya taught me, and she just mentioned, are actually branding elements. They're not a brand in and of themselves, right? There are a few visual representations of your brand, and each one of those is deliberately created based upon your story.
Yep. So let me tell you a true story that happened about 8 years ago. So I was on the phone with a mortgage broker, and that mortgage broker said, hey, I feel like I'm already well branded. Whenever I go to a restaurant or anywhere in my town here, people already know I'm in the mortgage business. And I said, aha, that is a great story, and it's a great start. However, let me challenge your thought process. Let's say I walk into that restaurant and I see Dave, the mortgage broker. I see that's you. And I look one table over to the right and I see Susan, the mortgage broker. I look table to the left and I see Michael, the mortgage broker. Okay, now who do I choose, right?
Yeah. Who am I most likely to connect with or remember? Mm-hmm. Who is most likely to stand out? Who am I likely to remember, very importantly, once they leave the restaurant?
Exactly. Because you guys, if you've watched us at all, if you've followed us for 10 minutes, you'll know that we say great branding is not about being known for your profession. It's about being known for being different in your profession. And so once you define what truly sets you apart, what makes you different, those things are going to help you soar with your brand, guys. So that myth number 1, I'm already branded. Ask yourself, are you really? Are you really?
Odds are you're not. All right. Myth number 2, a slogan or a tagline has to say everything about me. We call those a brand identifier because it's really more poignantly defined as a brand identifier. Okay. And its purpose is to serve as a hook. That's all it is. Like it's the jazzy chorus line, right? To capture interest and kick open the door. For instance, my brand identifier is the abundant life broker. Pretty much says what it is, right? People ask me, well, what does that mean? And I get to tell them that, well, I help entrepreneurs and business stars to achieve the level of success that they desire. Right. But it opens up the conversation. At a glance, it does give you an idea of what I stand for. Clearly, I stand for abundance and I stand for life, which is, I recommend for all of y'all. But it doesn't tell the whole story because it's not meant to in 3 words. It's just meant to get you a question.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you think about a brand identifier is designed to showcase what you want to be known for, and the rest of your branding elements, your brand messaging, your brand imagery, things like your logo, your photos, all of those things, they all come together to build the fullness of that brand.
Yeah. In other words, a brand is like a puzzle. 1 or 2 pieces of the puzzle, they don't make the whole picture and you don't have a clue what it is. But if you put all those pieces together, the picture comes to life. Yeah. And your tagline or your slogan is just one puzzle in a large puzzle.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Okay. So myth number 3 is your brand shouldn't turn people off. Okay. Mm-hmm. That one stumps a lot of people, right? Simply put, your brand is designed to attract a certain type of customer, guys. And by the law of nature, not everyone is attracted to the same traits, skills, experience, or people, right? It's just a thing. Not everybody is. It's like that book. What was that book or the movie? Not everyone is attracted to you. Help me out here. Somebody, if you know this in the comments, let me know. I can't remember what it is. It was kind of offensive.
Which sometimes makes for a good brand, by the way.
For some reason that my allergies today, I guess, and my mind is all cloudy and I can't think of the name of that, but somebody's going to remind me of it. So it's impossible to appeal or attract or to appeal to or attract everyone, right?
Right.
So your brand should turn some people off, but not in an offensive way.
Yeah, there's some people who won't fit the goals that you have in mind. That's the best way to look at it. When you're attracting what you want, then the people that don't want that, they're just not attracted to it. That's just the way it is, right? If you put yourself out there in the right kind of way, you're going to attract your people, the people that you're going to be able to do business with. We teach you all of this in BrandFace, by the way. So you can learn exactly how this works and get ROI out of your marketing just by reaching out to us. Every outstanding brand dials in the customer which it wants to speak to, right? And it is polarizing to everybody you're not speaking to, not in a bad way. It's just they're not attracted to it, so you're not wasting your time with it.
Okay, so Martha Vasquez, bless you. She says,
thank you, Martha.
He's
Love Martha.
Just not that into you.
He's just not that into you.
It was kind of offensive, right? The first time I heard it, I thought, oh, that's so good. But man, is that a little bit offensive. Martha, that is exactly the movie I was talking about. He's just not that into you. And it's okay because you might not be all that into him, ladies. That's all I have to say about that. That's all right.
You weren't attracting him. That's what worked out good.
Well, think of it this way. A great brand evokes one of three responses, okay? So when you see someone's brand, the first, you might think one of these three things. That's exactly what I've been looking for. Okay. Then that's who you're trying to attract. Or that's interesting. Let me learn more. Okay. That's also a great response because that means there's curiosity there. And then the third thing is, well, that's not for me at all. And actually that's perfectly okay. The third option is just as important as those first two.
Absolutely it is. And myth number 4 is this. It takes a long time to build your brand. We actually have people that have called in and said, look, I like what you're standing for. I believe it, but it's just going to take me too long to do it. And we say that's ridiculous. Number one, the longer your brand is out there, then the more it becomes known and the greater that brand becomes. But time is not a necessary success factor when it comes to your brands.
Hey, repeat that.
Time is not a success factor, an indicator or a success factor to building your brand. Time is not necessary. And the reason why is because brands are made through impressions, and shaking somebody's hand and telling them your elevator pitch with your brand identifier, that is an impression that builds business, period. And the more you put your message out there and what you stand for, and the more your prospects are exposed to it, it's plain and simple to them what it is that you stand for. But it's built by impressions, guys. It's very important you understand that. We have had people get a brand identifier and not even complete the program yet, and then get customers that were exactly what they were looking for within days.
Within days,
it's literally that fast because you're attracting the person that you want.
And here's the best part about that. That's only the beginning. When the brand is full and everything's put out there, my gosh, can you imagine what happens then, right? So when it comes to
I can tell you, call me.
Yeah. Just message right here. He'll call you. Okay. So you got to ask yourself in terms of, how long it takes to build a brand. They're built by impressions, as Michael said. So ask yourself, how often are you putting your brand out there, right? How much content are you creating that links to the brand and explains and produces the fullness of the brand? How present are you on social media? How are you demonstrating your expertise inside the right circles, right? And when it comes to impressions, well, we're not talking about the typical measurement of quantity alone, right? We're talking about reaching the right customers with your message. I learned a long time ago in media, actually, I came up with this statement a long time ago in media when I learned that this is what it takes. The right message at the right time to the right person enough times, right? And think about that. That means you've got to know who you're talking to first. You've got to build that brand and then put it out there everywhere. And that's what we're talking about, the number of impressions.
Yep. So you got to let go of the fallacy that it takes forever, people. Get started. One of Tanya's favorite quotes that I love is the best time to have planted a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. So you got to get started. Get started building your brand.
Okay, this myth number 5 is actually one that drives me insane. Okay, so I might soapbox for a minute, but myth number 5 is only your customers can determine your brand. Okay, so
God, I hope not.
You there are a lot of people out there that say your brand is the outcome, it's the reputation, right? And while I don't necessarily disagree with that,
that's true to it.
They say that only your customers can determine that. You can't. Okay,
wrong.
But of course, your customers decide how they view you
Right.
and whether or not they're going to do business with you. But the question is, can you influence that? Of course you can.
Yeah,
it's called building your brand, right? It's up to you to spell it out for them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You got to tell them your story. You got to tell them what you stand for. You got to answer the 5 questions that every great brand must answer. Who do you serve? How do you serve them? What qualifies you to serve them? How does it make their life better? And of course, the number 1, what sets you apart from everybody else doing the exact same thing that you're doing?
Yeah. And think about this. If you don't consciously approach the building of your brand to highly influence the result, then you leave the result completely in the hands of others.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to repeat that. Okay. If you don't consciously approach the building of your brand to highly influence the result, then you leave the result completely in the hands of others.
Whoa.
You don't want to do that, right?
No.
So, all right, guys. So I'll go through those myths one more time. Number 1, I'm already branded. Ask yourself, are you really? Or you just have a photo, logo, and a tagline? Number 2.
A slogan or tagline has to say it all.
Yep.
Can't.
Number 3, your brand shouldn't turn people off. It's perfectly okay if it does.
Number 4, it takes a long time to build a brand. No, it doesn't.
Takes impressions. And number 5, only your customers can determine your brand.
Ooh,
and I say you teach people how to treat you, and your brand is the number 1 thing that teaches people how to treat you.
Hey, you're either training or being trained.
That's right. So if you're ready to take your brand to the next level, Michael and I want to help you. So
yes, we do.
Go to discussyourbrand.com. You're going to fill out a short form. It's going to give us more information about you, so we're better prepared for that call. Choose the time and date to speak with our team of experts, because guys, we've got your back.
We do.
All you got to do is take the first step. Discussyourbrand.com.
Hey, in the meantime, hit that subscribe button right now. Hit that subscribe button, because you don't want to miss all the good content that we do have. We've got a backlog of it. You want to get in touch with us. You want to stay in touch with us. We really want to add value to you guys. Listen, it's all about prosperity over here. When we talk about prosperity, we're not just talking about money. That's important, but we're talking about the whole 360 of an abundant life. We truly wish for every one of you out there. We know at Brand Face that prosperity favors the bold. So we say be bold, folks, especially with your brand. It is the key to success. Trust somebody who has been there.
All right. We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.
Bye, guys.